Oh, yes, 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 yes. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. First of all, this is Corey Prime Minister Joseph. I just want to give you a little update on my day so far. I'm looking through today's Guardian newspapers. Of course, the Guardian newspapers always give you the information on time. And the headline in today's Guardians is "Lucky to be alive. Family of 3 friends escape with minor injuries." It also has a byline which says Persad Bissessar slammed for coalition talks. 0.4 million bail for soldier civilian in stolen Galil. And if one was to open the newspapers and go on, I just want to give you a recap of what today's papers look like. Mom who lost home to lightning strike pleads for help. Family of 3 friends escape death. Driver falls to his death as porch railing gives away. Ex-UNC frontliners blast Kamala's desperate unity call. PEP forms alliance with new party. And so the PPP has formed the People's Empowerment Party, has officially announced its intention to contest all 141 seats in the upcoming local government elections. However, PAP leader Philip Alexander says the party plans to form alliances with various support and action groups across Trinidad and Tobago rather than facilitate coalitions with existing political parties. One of the alliances being formed is with the Reunited Farmers Alliance, a group that has been active for over 4 years and focuses on supporting food crop farmers and employees of Caroni 1975 Limited. The Reunited Farmers Alliance recently registered a political party and is prepared to join forces with the PP and fight for the August 14th local government elections. Good morning to Vasant Bharat. How are you doing this morning? Vasant, how are you going, boy? I hearing you, I seeing you, what's going on? How is your political future? I realize you're quite silent, I guess, for a purpose, but we are in a very serious time in our country, ladies and gentlemen. We're in a time where everybody wants to, for want of a better word, beat the People's National Movement or win them in elections, but they have no strategic policy. We're in a situation where our leaders lack vision. All they have, one would say, a grab for power, a grab for political office, and we have seen that time and time again, every time in Trinidad and Tobago. One of the times where the politics has been great, has been fluid, has been really, really awesome. It's a time when Arthur Napoleon Raymond Robinson was Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Suffice it to say, when he was the chairman of the Tobago House of Assembly under the Democratic Action Congress, he never formed coalition with anyone during his early political years. And one would remember the decency and order in which that political time took. It will be very difficult for anyone of decency to descend into the political arena because of the mudslinging, character assassinations. When I went on a live and a certain senator attacked a former government minister, Ken Valley, on a particular issue. The man is dead and all kinds of statements have been made. So people are being demonized because of their political affiliation. In the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, it gives the one the right to join any political party in the country. And when one joins a political party, you either are racist if you join a particular party, or you either are Indian lover if you join another political party. Suffice it to say, we're in a situation in our country where if our leaders use their brains and forget their selfishness and greed and divisiveness, our country would have been further ahead. We are in this particular situation as it deals with crime because we like it so. The only time we want to unite is when an election is coming. People are not dotish. There are sensible people in this country that read the newspapers every day, that take time to go to the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, read the budgetary read the budgetary allocations. Suffice it to say, there are people in this country who refuse to vote based on political affiliation of a particular gender. Gone were those times where people vote a certain way. And the reason why there's a particular electorate, we cannot get them to vote any of the political parties in power, because people used to vote long time based on programs and policies. But the politicians have nothing to offer. And I am disappointed that in year 2023, where our country is already highly polarized, highly divided on the basis of race, that still we have people rushing just a couple weeks before the local government elections and talking about unity. It has not worked before. It will not work. If you're in a... Okay, sorry about that, honorable members. But as I was saying before, I was really interrupted. My brother called me, wanted to have a discussion. But suffice it to say, as I was saying, in a marriage where someone is going through a divorce, it takes time to build back that marriage. The people of this country is not stupid. They would not join any coalition forces at this time. And so what we have is a set of washed up, brainless, spineless politicians who think that the people who cannot, because of the lack of intellectual capacity, cannot even get the people on the edges to vote. And so there are a bunch of people who will never vote. There are a bunch of people who will not vote. People that have some level of decency and order in their lives would not vote any of these political parties. Suffice it to say, we are in a particular time in our country where we cannot even unite to walk the streets together. How could we unite to win local government elections? Those are selfish political motives. We cannot unite as politicians. If you want to talk unity, let's unite to deal with the crime situation in our country. We are in this particular situation in crime because we want it so. And we are experiencing a lot of collateral damage because we like it so. Because we sleep in our house comfortable every night. Because we're wicked. We're vicious. And all we want is power. Give me the power. And that the people who elect us into office, whatever political party that is, expect better. If I elect you into political office, I demand, I'm not supposed to ask you or beg you to deal with the crime situation. I'm not supposed to beg you to deal with the economic situation. As long as I elect you into office, you have the political right and duty to represent my country and represent my country well. I pay you every single month. But then again, where do we go from here? A set of people who are in the political cemetery, but refuse to lie down when they've already been given their final rights. And I'm saying now it's time for young people to rise up and get rid of these old, spineless, intellectually drained politicians. Save us. Yes, save us. Because you don't care about country. If you care about country, our crime situation would not be like this. Every single someone is losing their lives. Why? Because we fail to provide the necessary resources for the people. Listen, a country that invests in the people is a country that likes God. A country that understands that if I invest in the young people, whether in the camps that I've been saying all the time, the camps are closed. I'm on the street every day. Every day people are asking me for groceries and food stuff. Vasan, brother, and I'm asking for your support this morning, brother. Listen, every day I have to find 10 and 20 hampers to give out to people, and I don't have any money. Every day I'm going from house to house, tanty house, nanny house, granny house, to get support for people that call me on the radio station that need help. People cannot get their NIS on time. They're dying and they cannot get their NIS payments. I have to go and write. I wrote a letter to the person in charge of NIS. I went up there and make some noise, and I find I'm making too much noise. Imagine you involved in a national insurance scheme, but then again, look the name of the organization, National Insurance Scheme. And everything in Trinidad and Tobago is a scheme. It is alleged. And that institution, every time you go, one signature, you want the next signature, a year passes, you still want the next signature. And people can't get their money. Money which are invested and placed in the coffers. Come on. We can do better than that. People are calling me crying, oh God, I want my NIS money, and I have to write a letter to them and CC a copy to the Minister of Finance. Where are we in this country? Where are we going? We're talking about we're in 2023. Do we really care about people? I'm on the street, I see this suffering every single day of my life. And it's beyond political affiliation. It also has to deal with people's capacity to educate themselves and people's capacity to do something that is meaningful for the country. Many people, they want to work, but they don't have the capacity. I asked a lady yesterday, she said she wanted I'm hiring to do what? What can you do? And so you must make yourself marketable no matter where. I said, if you can make the best sweetbread, make the best sweetbread and sell the best sweetbread. And so we are in a serious political time, and then we're in a time right now where we're supposed to be dealing with the crime situation, and it is alleged that the anti-corruption squad is heading to Tobago, of course, to divert the whole issue as elections are taking place, to deal with the chairman of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly issue. These issues are important but not relevant at this time. How do we deal with the crime situation, Mr. Speaker? How do we deal with a situation in a country where people do not like each other anymore? In a country where you can't trust not even your brother. That is the place we have reached, where we cannot trust anybody. Family members are killing each other for land and house. People who we entrust and take the oath of office to protect us are now the people who are harming us, and we are paying them to do so every month because they get money from the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And so you see that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, who's also the head of the National Security Council, who also works with the Minister of National Security, you could imagine they head every single day to deal with this level of corruption. Sometimes I wish one of the best things you probably could do is you open a university of corruption and let the headquarters be Trinidad and Tobago. And I have names of people that I can give you who could be chancellors, vice chancellors. If you're doing honest things in Trinidad and Tobago, it's hard to survive. From the time you're a thief, you thief in the country coffers, you could drive the biggest car, you live in the biggest house, you're somebody. Social media has defined your morality to be that of someone who you could sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry as long as you get your things. So you're driving a Benz, you live in a big house, you're somebody. So morality is out the door. But then again, you cannot legislate morality, as it were. And so we have found ourselves in a very difficult situation in Trinidad and Tobago. And then we have people who are forming political parties and do not have the belly. According to Patrick Manning, as he said, win alone, lose alone. They do not have the testicular fortitude to grow their political parties. How do you grow a political party? Let me tell you how you grow a political party. You grow a political party by dealing with the people on the ground. You treat the people on the ground. You're honest. You're sincere. You're going to the groups. You don't form a political party or form alliance with NGOs and all kind of organizations because of your own selfish motives for political office. That has not worked. It will never work. You have to be on the ground, seeing the suffering of the poor people. The people who on the ground care about the people are the people who are not in political office. I can give you some names. They are not in political office. Why? Because it would seem that our country do not want people of integrity and honesty. And so when you speak against a particular institution, speak up against a political organization, you are demonized. And I say enough is enough. I remember the days of Arthur Napoleon Raymond Robinson, when he never even called this one. He never say, she drinking all the rum. And this one saying, and so there is no decency in politics anymore. They dig up all your files and say all kinds of dirty and nasty things about you that they don't even know about. They even allege you sleeping with animals. Suffice it to say, this is the state that we have reached in the politics in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And you see why people do not want to get involved in politics? But may I make it clear to you this morning that the people are looking. And the people will do what is right. And so the people that really have to make a dent. And that's why the figures at the EBC remains the same every election in Trinidad and Tobago. Why? Because there are more than 45% of the people who refuse to vote in this nation of Trinidad and Tobago. Because what you're voting for, let's be real. This one said I want thief, that one said the other one thief. And we are not duties, we're seeing what's going on. It's a very serious time in our nation when we can't even trust our soldiers. It's alleged that, disappearance of Galil from an army base. Serious. I can imagine, Lord, I pray for the person in charge of the army, a good Christian brother. I pray that God will continue to cover him. He's in a very, very difficult situation at this time. And so greed has caused us. Greed has caused us to live this way. And so we're passing legislation in Parliament. But we're not dealing with the human capital of the people. We have to deal with the human capital. The human capital is very important. If my people would obey the 10 commandments as written in the Bible, first of all, we would never have a ministry of health. We would have never had a national security ministry. We would not have to deal with poverty. Because we would have understood how to deal with the poor and the oppressed. My heart bleeds. I say, Lord, I wish I had millions when I go out there on the road and I see the suffering of people every single day. And some of them suffer because of their own decisions. Decisions in relationship. You know the man is a worthless, dirty man and you go with him. He ain't like you at all. If he like you, he mind the children. He ain't minding the children. If he want to mind his own children, he want to sleep with you, even though you're done. And he have an ex-woman. I really feel it for single mothers out there. I find some kind of legislation supposed to come to the Parliament to deal with these deadbeat fathers. You can't mind your child, no problem. We will charge you. I will put you to plant the land somewhere. It's very difficult living under these conditions. A single mother, 2, 3 children she have to mind. No help. And then sometimes she have to go to somebody who she trusts. And then that person sleeps with her. And then the children, then that person may be a sicko. May even try to interfere with one of her daughters. A sick country in which we live in. We're facing serious situations. You know. I was looking at this paper yesterday, and this this paper had a very interesting story. It is alleged every time the police shoot somebody, it is alleged, and I find it strange too. They shoot somebody, but here is the thing. They shoot somebody, the person is always shooting back at them. They shoot the person dies, and that is the end of that. 50 murders. And so these police officers, it is alleged, are the best in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I'm saying that if these police officers, not one of them pick up a shot, not any part of their vehicles, we saw injuries, not even in the media, well, these police officers ought to be promoted and ought to be the ones dealing with the crime in our nation of Trinidad and Tobago, because they're very good. And they ain't only good, they're damn good. I'm telling you that. They're damn good. Or they're probably Batman and Robin. Or they're probably from some movie that we have not seen come to our television as yet. But suffice it to say, 50 murders, it is alleged police related. And the police officers, they were shot at, they returned fire, and the individual dies. We need to do better than that. Or people are not stupid, people are watching and they're looking. And so, people are watching on and they're looking. We need some decency and order to come back in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And how do we do that? I say it and I say it again. Draconian measures must be taken. There comes a time in a people's lives when one has to make uncommon decisions. There comes a time in our lives when we have to make decisions that the people may not like, but is good for them. I do not take tablets. I like Bush. And when I drink Bush tea, I drink Bush tea for my medicine, not yours. My situation, not yours. And so, I would say that the people need Bush tea. Another thing to look at this, and this has got me vexed. I'm talking issues, all I could bring up, say anything all I want to say. But if you want to come on the live, come on the live, brother. Let me talk. Rasan Barat, listen to me carefully. And this is something that is paid for every single holiday. And this is dotages beyond human comprehension. Courtesy announcement, and listen to it. And if you're vexed with me, you need a checkup from your neck up. Listen to this. Courtesy announcement. The Public Transport Service Corporation, PTSC, wishes to advise our valued customers that our holiday schedule will be in effect on Monday, 19 June 2023 Labor Day, and as a result, no regular services will be available. But listen to this. This is today's paper, Thursday 15th, and this is on the Guardian newspapers, page 32. Regular scheduled services shall resume on Tuesday, 20th June 2023. The management and staff of the Public Service Transportation apologize for any inconvenience caused. We take this opportunity to wish all our commuters a happy Labor Day. As far as I'm concerned, PTSC is a waste of time. And I tell you why. I travel with PTSC often. They're never on time. They cares about nobody, where anybody has to go. How could you run an effective service like this on a holiday where people want to go out with their families? No, come use your brain, if you have one. And so people want to go out with their friends and families on that particular day. People would love to go out, but the service is never on time. You're catching a 6 o'clock bus, it's coming 7. Because drivers want to do what they want to come to work when they want. Management do what they want because they have a job and they are loyal to themselves. It is alleged that even private citizens have numbers of drivers, and they can pick them up at any location whenever they want. I would like to see a comprehensive analysis of the Public Service Corporation. I will also like to see a proper audit done on that institution. I tell you why. Buses are down 100 and something buses. Only 70 something working. Come on, people, make it make sense. This is an entity. If it is given to a private sector organization, it will make money immediately. And I want you all to share the live, share the live, share the live. Listen to me. It will make money immediately. I tell you why. If Ansa McCall was to take over the Public Service Corporation, I am telling you in 24 hours. I am putting it to you. In 24 hours, the problem would have been dealt with excessively. Immediately, we would see a turnaround. And so because you have a government job, You do what you want, how you want. And I'm saying again, I'm calling on the trade union movement this morning. You're always in a good position to protest for money, protest for people to work. What a lazy country in William. So we have nobody running PTSC with any kind of brain to know that you could rotate the staff and have them working on a holiday and get the money working. The reason why we have maxi taxi transport is because of the ineffectiveness, the continuous ineffectiveness and brain drain of PTSC. And up to now, they have not learned it. It is alleged that people who are also employed with PTSC have maxi taxis on the road. I tell you, we are in a serious situation in this country. You know? And so it's all about the money. And so you come to work when you want, how you want. You are law unto yourself. You are accountable to nobody. And that is the problem we have in our country. A bunch of lawless people. How could we run a country like this? On a holiday, it should be the time to make plenty money. And may I advise you that the holiday is a day to make plenty money. I tell you why. Do you know on the holiday that is coming up, we have a prayer for the nation in Port of Spain? You know how much people will be traveling to that destination by the thousands? Do you know that we can open PTSC effectively with people that wants to go and see different parts of the country? Is there a public relations department inside of there? Is there a communications department? What are they doing? Come on, people. What is going on in that institution? I would like to know. And as I was saying, and so you buy a fleet of buses. It's alleged there's a bus. They take out one part from a bus, it down. Then when they're ready, the bus down for a while. The bus up for grabs. One man buy 5 buses. He open a party line. Party all over the place, Monday to Friday. You see the kind of seriousness? We really serious. So you have a set of buses and don't have a proper unit to bring in stuff. And then who is running the accountability where government money is concerned in the operation? I am saying we have to have a proper audit of the Public Service Transport Corporation, because I'm saying I see no reason why it cannot make millions of dollars for the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago if run effectively. There are too much institutions in Trinidad and Tobago that is clearly brain drain, and people that do not have the intellectual capacity to deal with these institutions. And I'm saying we can do better, and we should do better in our nation. And I see no reason why the Public Service Corporation should be open every single day to provide proper transportation. At a time where the world economy is changing, all over the world people take buses. And so we're dealing with transport, but we're also dealing with traffic if they are operating properly. As we're on the point of traffic, I want to make it clear to you this morning, and I want to put it to you this morning, that if we want to deal with the traffic situation in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, it's quite simple. It does not take a doctorate to deal with traffic in Trinidad and Tobago. And one of the things we can do, have the Public Service Transport Service Corporation operating properly. 1, 2. I have no problem if you want to come to my capital city, Port of Spain, or you want to come to the city of San Fernando, or you want to go to Chaguanas. I have no problem with that. But I am saying to you this morning, if you want to come to those places, you must be prepared to pay a toll tax. All over the world it is tried. And it works. So you want to come to Port of Spain, okay, you want to drive your car, you park your car by the side, no problem with that, pay the toll tax. And so if there are 41 constituencies in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and this will help with national security. And that's why I say I wonder what kinds of people sometimes we put into office that have no intellectual capacity or brain to deal with simple situations. But suffice it to say, that is where we find ourselves. And so it's simple. We set up 41 checkpoints in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where every checkpoint you go through, you'll be scanned and searched. Simple. Also, those checkpoints will have tolls. You've got to pay to go to the next checkpoint. You have officers that are set up from national security, from the immigration department, and all the defense head, from the unit that deal with stamping and all that kind. So you need to be fingerprinted and so on. And in fact, when you go through there, you must show your ID card, and your picture is scanned just like how you go through immigration. And so we could find you wherever you are at a moment's notice. Very simple. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that. You understand what I'm saying? And so these are simple things we can do to effectively deal with situations in our country. And as I was saying, that one too, the traffic also. Well, the toll tax is one, but another way we can deal with the traffic as well. And because people are always interested in coming to the capital city of Port of Spain, or San Fernando, or Chaguanas, or you name it, to deal with the traffic situation. And this is an important proposal which I'm putting before you this morning, because I think they are competent people, should know what they're doing and how to do it. You can pool traffic. And so I'm coming to work for a particular institution. Instead of my company, if they care about me and care about my safety to get to work, they can provide a proper bus service, maxi taxi, small transportation as it were, to bring me to and through the job safely. But these are the times where we reach. Security is important. It is alleged that crime is a money-making business. People make money left, right, and center on the fact that you have to bury your loved ones, and you understand what I'm saying? They make money. This is where we have found ourselves. Nobody cares about anybody anymore. You're coming to Port of Spain, from the time you land and they stand up there too long, somebody wants to rob you. It is alleged that the promenade has the most set of bandits per capita in the whole Caribbean. You stand up too long, and that is it for you. People are always ready to take what they work hard for. I understand that there's cyber security framework coming in September. Financial institutions to be covered. Leaching sells millions of NCBFG shares. Group strong and secure, says corporate secretary. Cyber threats arise anywhere, anytime. Central Bank Governor Alvin Hilaire. Former Minister Botiwari says that local government reform can drive TNT economy. National Partial Development Strategy for Trinidad and Tobago. Surveying the scheme. Minister of Finance and TNT Sovereign Wealth Fund is a particular issue which I would like to deal with tomorrow. But I want to deal with tomorrow in the live. I want to deal with the national insurance scheme. And for those of you, if you have any problems with the national insurance scheme, you want to message me, let's deal with that issue tomorrow. There's a particular document that I have in my possession, and I took time out to go to the Ministry of it's the Central Bank of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and I got that document from the research department. And so that document outlines a research that was done dealing just take a minute and enjoy the atmosphere, you know. It's good to enjoy the atmosphere. And so I have a copy of that report which I want to table before you this morning. Yes. Enjoy the view. This is the place that everybody wants to go to, or every other person. I've had the privilege of working here some years ago. Right downstairs at a vault, I worked there. I used to do birth papers, type birth papers, write out birth papers, write out. That's the time you learn how to write proper. But let's get back before the issue, before this August gathering this morning. And so I have it in my possession, issued by the Central Bank of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, a copy which I got. And it goes like this. Central Bank of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, National Pension Reform, Initial Considerations for Trinidad and Tobago. It is done by the Research Department, Daniel Smith and Tricia Harewood, Research Department. And this report is very interesting. This report is very important. And this report is very relevant. And after reading this report, it is clear that a thorough investigation, analysis, forensic investigation should be done, as it has to deal with the national insurance scheme. There is no way someone can invest in an institution and then have to beg and plead and go down on your knees to get the money that they invested after they retire. I am saying that is wrong, that is wicked, that is callous, and shall be discontinued. I'm going to delve into this report tomorrow morning, as it were. And when I delve into this report, I will give you my analysis as to what I think should be done. There are particular pieces of information that I have I'm going to put together. And so Trinidad and Tobago, as the rain falls from the heavenly skies, I wish you the best day of your life. And as the police service goes up the road and make all the noise, this is what we have to deal with in Port of Spain. No emergency, look at this. And most of the times, that noise is being made just to get away from traffic. Another way to abuse the system. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in Woodford Square, and I'm going to leave this August place. And like everybody else, I start to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I want God to bless you. I want you to have the best day of your life. As I leave this place this morning, the rain is falling. Cats and dogs. Dixon! And so, I leave this August place this morning while the rain is falling down. Oh my God. I think my phone is getting wet. Woo.